Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this very easy scarf, one row repeat. The stitch is reversible, front and back is the same. For this scarf you're gonna need some yarn. For this one I used acrylic yarn, and this one has 1.41 ounces I think, so one ball. You might have to have like between let's say 260 and maybe 280 grams of yarn for this scarf. Depends how wide you want the scarf to be or how long. This stitch might need some yarn, so if you want to attach some tassels at the edge here, well, at least 280 to 300, 280 at least, yeah. But the stitch is really nice and it's very warm. It's quite thick for really cold winter days, yeah. And you know, it's reversible. It's quite nice, this stitch for a scarf, for a blanket. It's really nice, this one. So for example here on the sides, if you don't like this gap too much, then you can chain 2. I chain 3. So if you don't want these openings, then you're gonna chain 2 and then it ties and it's quite close here at the edge, yeah? Okay, so like I said, you're gonna need some yarn. Have at least 240 280 grams of yarn and you will be set. You're gonna need a pair of scissors and of course crochet. I'm gonna use 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. This yarn recommends that I should use this crochet hook. Okay, now I'm gonna start the scarf. We're gonna chain 4 chains. You're gonna do the knot the way you like to do the knot. It's up to you. Okay, so now we're gonna chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now yarn over the hook twice, once and twice. Now we're gonna skip the first 2 chains, and into the 3rd chain we're gonna do in there a treble. So you're gonna pull up a loop, and now yarn over, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, next 2 and next 2. Now we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2 and 3, yarn over the hook twice, and now we're gonna go at the base of the chain. You have 2 lines there, and you're gonna go around that. Gonna put the hook through those 2 lines, and we're gonna do again a treble. So you pass the yarn 2 loops, next 2 and the next 2. Now depends how wide you want your scarf. You're gonna chain many of this, yeah. For mine I didn't even count, maybe 5 loops like this. So again, chain 3, yarn over the hook twice, and go at the base of the chain. Right here there are 2 lines. You're gonna pass the yarn through that, then you're gonna do a treble. Okay, let's make one more loop. Let's say I have 3 already. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, yarn over the hook twice, and go at the base of the chain right there, and you have these 2 lines there, and pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, next 2 and next 2. Let's say you might chain more. For example, you might want to do a blanket, not a scarf, but I'm gonna do a small sample now. So after you think that you have enough, you're gonna chain 3, and we're gonna go to the first loop here, the circle, whatever you want to call it. So the first one, we're gonna go in there and do a single crochet, chain 1, yarn over the hook, and into that same circle here we're gonna do a puff. Now depends how big you want the puff. You might go many times than I go. I'm gonna go only 3 times. So once, twice, and the 3rd time. Pull the yarn through all these loops. If you want the puff bigger, then you're gonna go maybe 4 or 4 times. Yeah? So chain 1, move to the next loop. We're gonna repeat. We're gonna do a single crochet first, chain 1, and now into the same space here we're gonna do a puff. So once, twice, 3rd, and the 4th time. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1. So now you're gonna move to the next circle there, and you're gonna do a single crochet, chain 1, and now we're gonna do a puff. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, and now we have the last loop here. So we're gonna do the same, single crochet into that, chain 1, and we're gonna do a puff. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, and at the end we have 1 chain left. So we're gonna go in there and do a single crochet in that last chain where we have there. Okay. Now we're gonna chain, like I said, on the edge of the the side of the scarf you have some opening. If you think that it's too big, the opening, then you're gonna chain 2 here, but I'm gonna chain 3. 1, 2, and the third one. Well, turn your work, and now what we're gonna do from this moment forward, this will be the row that you're gonna repeat until you finish your project. And this stitch is very easy. We're gonna go directly to the 1 chain space. So we're gonna skip this puff, and we're gonna go to the 1 chain space, and we're gonna repeat. Go in there, do a single crochet, chain 1, and we're gonna do a puff into that 1 chain space. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, and you're gonna move to the next. So you're gonna skip this puff, and in that 1 chain space there, right here, we're gonna repeat single crochet, chain 1, and a puff. Chain 1, and you move to the next, and in that 1 chain space you're gonna repeat. So this is the stitch. I'm gonna do a puff in there, but like I said, if you want the puff bigger, then you're gonna go maybe 4 or 5th time, 6th time, depends on the yarn size or how big you want the puffs to be. So now at the end here we skip the puff, and we're gonna go into that 1 chain space, and we're gonna do the same, single crochet, chain 1, and a puff in that 1 chain space. Okay. Chain 1, and at the end we have the chain, so we're gonna go on top of the chain, and we're gonna do a single crochet. You're always gonna finish with a single crochet. Then, like I said, you either chain 2 or 3. I go with the 3. It's gonna look like this, and it starts to build. And I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna skip this puff, and in that 1 chain space right there, if the 1 chain space is next to the puff, you're gonna repeat single crochet, chain 1, and then you're gonna do a puff. So you can do the puff as big as you want, and so on. Move to the next one, and in that 1 chain space you're gonna repeat. Chain 1, and you move to the next, single crochet, chain 1, and then you're gonna do a puff. And this, if your yarn it's somewhat thick, I think in, I don't know, 3-4 hours you're gonna be done with the scarf. It's really fast, this one. So you move to the next one, which is the last from this row, and you're gonna repeat in that one chain space, single crochet, chain one, and then a puff. Chain one, and at the end you have the chain. So you're gonna go into the second chain. If you are to chain 3 at the end when you turn, you're gonna go to the second chain. So first and the second, the third one is here. So into the second you're gonna chain, you're gonna do a single crochet, yeah? And then it's gonna give you this opening here. But if you don't like this too much, it's too much for you, the opening, then chain only 2, and you're gonna go on top of the chain 2 and do the single crochet. So let's say you finish, you want to close, and you're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and into the first stitch here you're gonna do a single crochet. Then you have the puff stitch where you close that puff. You're gonna do a single crochet, go into that one chain space, single crochet, and you have the single crochet here, the stitch, single crochet. Then you have the puff that you just closed, and the one chain space, and the single crochet. And that's about it. You can leave the stitch, the end the way it is. You don't need to do the single crochet at the end before you close the work. But if you like, you can do this one row of single crochet. And at the end, again, we're gonna go, because I chained 3, I'm gonna go on top of the second chain, and I'm gonna do a single crochet. You're gonna chain 1, you're gonna pull up a loop, you're gonna cut the yarn, and then pull the yarn, and it's gonna make a knot. So this is the stitch. It goes really, really fast, this, and you can make as wide as you like, as long as you like. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. Some people like short, not so long scarves, and not so wide, and so on. So this is the stitch. For example, if you want to make a blanket, this you see the openings here, you can put some edge, yeah, you can put like a border, a shell in this if you like, or whatever edging you like to put, yeah? So the stitch is reversible. It's quite nice. And well, with this stitch, working with puffs, it's nice to make to work with a soft yarn. Soft yarn is the best when you work with puffs, unless you do some project that you want the finished product to be really stiff and sturdy, yeah, like let's say a rug, yeah, or a placemat. You don't want too flimsy. Yeah, if you open like this, you see the columns. Yeah. Well, I hope you like this stitch and you will do something with the stitch. It doesn't matter, not necessarily to do a scarf. You can do a blanket, you can do a cardigan, you can do a hat with this, and it's quite thick. Yeah, it's quite warm. This scarf worked with this stitch. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.